How we going?
Going great.
Doing good, doing good here,
We're here
Peter.
ready and
Fan-
excited.
Yeah, that's excellent. So I've got Emilio and Al.
Yep.
Yes,
Nice to meet you both.
the
Okay.
pleasure.
Um,
Yep.
so where are you guys calling in from? Are you at home?
Yes,
Yeah.
So,
home in Dangriga Town, Belize.
oh wow, I've never spoken to anyone in Belize before, so welcome.
Mm.
Yeah, so thanks for joining us. You're speaking to 3D Radio in Adelaide, South Australia, which
Okay.
is the place where you guys will be visiting very soon for WOME Adelaide. Um, how excited are you about coming down to Australia?
Very,
Very,
very well.
very excited.
Ever been here before?
Yes, yes. We went there when they were the
2018.
20 Commonwealth Games, I think, in Gold Coast.
Ah, right. Okay.
Yeah,
Did you
that's when
perform?
we came. Yes, we performed and we visited a bunch of places. We went to some in Aboriginal villages. We played and we went to Dangar Island.
Ah,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
I see you going back there as well this year.
Yes, yes, it's a beautiful place.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So, I guess you have something in common, I guess, with our Aboriginal people, being Indigenous culture yourself. So, what,
Correct, correct.
what was that experience like?
But for me, it's a different feeling when you hear about it, and but when you meet the people, like I was like really, really like, how would you say, like fortunate. I saw myself as a fortunate Belizean, to even meet like an Aboriginal person, right? And those persons, they came across like really, really humble people, man, and they were like really kind and nice, and the whole history. And but what my biggest thing with them was how they treated themselves and their culture and the importance of keeping it alive, right? And it was like they had like all these tattoos and signs and paint, and
Yeah.
I actually went on stage, painted up. I the guy asked me, and so they gave me a little story, like all the each painting represents something, and it could be like one creature or one animal, and it represents an entire story, and it depends what part of your body it's on. And I was like, amazed, and like how, but it's good, man. I like it's always for me as a musician to meet that kind of spirit, that kind of vibe. It transcends, and it takes you like give you a lot more respect when you deal with any indigenous element in the world. So that's like my experience overall.
Wow, sounded like it was quite an amazing experience for you as well.
Yeah.
So, hopefully
Mm-hmm.
you'll get more of that when you come over here as well.
Mm-hmm.
I first heard you guys because I'm a big fan of watching a lot of the performances on KEXP, and I saw your
Mm,
performance on
mm,
KEXP. Man, that was good.
mm-hmm,
I really got a great sense of your
mm-hmm,
music, and man, it's just so many good grooves in there, and it's just
mm-hmm.
it looks fun to play.
Yeah, it's fun. It's fun to play. It's fun to play, Peter.
Yeah, Garifuna Collective. So the idea of a collective seems different to like a
Mm-hmm.
band, you know. And I know that you guys are
Mm-hmm.
multi-generational.
Mm-hmm.
Just tell us about sort of what is Garifuna Collective about?
The collective is about a set of people. Like it's a huge, like many members put together, and it's like you said, we have many of our predecessors, many of our mentors, many of our songwriters. You could name them like Paul Nabor or all the elders, and the Palacio, and we have lost a lot of members who have been involved in like the making of the albums, making of the tracks. Coming together. So the collectiveness is this communal spirit. It's a essence of people coming together and doing something, and we do it through music. The multi-generational aspect you mentioned just now is us now. We are the living element of that light. We are like torch bearers. We are like, we have this amazing amount of songs, and we are pressed to like do justice to these songs. And when we go on a stage in any part of the world, even in Australia, anywhere, the emotion that I felt, because I was around when many of the songs were being made, when many of the elders who are not here, as I mentioned, I was around when they were still alive. So I have this element of like attachment to them and how they felt, and why they wrote the songs and what they wanted from the songs. So it's different. It's not just playing the songs, but how do I make you yourself, Peter, feel that emotion that Andy Palacio had, that Paul Namor had, that Rashi had, just playing the maracas. You know, that's that element. How do I translate that to you? So it's all about that. It's all about that feel, right? It's that emotion. It's that story we could tell through our playing. It's all we have. All we have is this talent and we have this library, this discography, and this huge story of the Garifuna people and all the struggles and happiness and you know, everything in one. And so musically, the grooves, as you mentioned before, you know, it's like we have to like add to the excitement. You have to, but at the same time, we can't distract you from the real story of what the song is about. So like that is what the collective is about, like bringing across this using an experimental, using new age technology, using people from all over the world to like come together and compose songs, collaborate, and eventually have an opportunity to play it on stage like we have now.
That's great. And what's the experience like for you, Emilio, being part of Garifuna Collective?
Well, for me, Peter, the Garifuna Collective is a group of ambassadors of the Garifuna people and culture. We work together to promote the different aspects of the culture. So in regards to our participation in all of this, we have people with different skill sets. So instead of bringing the entire Australia to Belize, we take Belize to Australia because we can even do demonstration and different sorts of workshops based on the skills that we carry. And every situation that we go into is different. So we always make sure that we're prepared to create a blast and a learning opportunity, something that everyone can connect with very easily. So we do our best when we come together to meet that need.
And I would assume that, you know, whilst it's really great to make records and music and have recorded music to create and promote, to do what you're talking about, the live connection with actual other people around the world is the really important part, I'd imagine. But would you agree?
It's very inspiring. It gives us something to come back with at home, and we start to cook again. We add a new ingredient and we're ready for the next venture.
Yeah.
So every experience is something that we learn and grow from.
We live in a world now with, like, you know, people just live streaming, multimedia, everything. How are you guys taking advantage of that to help drive, I guess, awareness of your culture and your people around the world?
Well, besides the collective, we have like many other associations, groups, bands, cultural elements, cultural groups who are steadfast with their specific role. And some of them might do it through music, some might do it through dance, some of them do it through like the drum making, the cassava making factories, food, the music, the people. And we do have beside us and along with us many people, you know, like daily on the internet, like feeding information to the world, feeding to the diaspora, which is huge when you include Belize, Guatemala, Honduras, and some sections of Nicaragua. It's a big deal, and so it's a big mass of people to reach. And fortunately, even when we travel, any Garifuna event, you would always see like people come out in their like the colors, the yellow, black, and white. They would make some version of a shirt or a costume or something. They would make like T-shirts with some logo, some crazy logo, you know. So it's all of that. Like people are marketing stuff. They're taking advantage of all these digital and easy elements now to reach each other and to make it a business at the same time, but at the same time keeping true keeping the whole aspect alive with to the younger generations. You know, that this is what they're into, even if it's fashion, clothing, and stuff like that.
Wow, so it sounds like there's a lot of evolution happening, I guess, in relation to that. That's really exciting.
totally fluid. Everything is totally
Yeah.
fluid, and it goes, and yeah, it goes with the time.
So you're going to be in Adelaide playing Worm Adelaide on the Friday and the Saturday, which is going to be the
Mhm.
11th and the 12th of March. Look, I'm not sure
Mhm.
what your plans are, but I know that they do have a tent where there's cooking called Taste the World. So I'm not sure if
Mhm.
we're going to get a chance to kind of see you guys in the kitchen. And they also do workshops. So
Yes.
I'm not sure if we're going to get a chance to see a workshop as well. But it would be really great to learn and gain as much, not just information and knowledge, but also enjoyment out of you guys across those couple of days.
We look forward to it. This will be like a really sophisticated event for us. And actually, we go to New Zealand afterwards. I did some reading and hearing about how you move into those countries and how they protect all their wildlife and indigenous elements, right? And the respect the people have for it, and how all the visitors are responsible to keep that in mind and move around with that. My biggest one of my big thing with Australia was last time was birding. I am into birding, and there are those species, right? And Australia has like all the birds that nowhere else you could find them. Yeah. So it was really, really good, and all these nice animals and stuff.
I might throw that over to you, Emilio. What are you looking forward to most about coming to Australia?
Australia, I look mostly interacting with the people so
Mm.
that I can learn like different ways of um, how humans perceive the world and how we perceive each other, whether it being the differences or the similarities. That's one of the main reasons I travel, to learn as much as I can. Because one of my core values is communication. And so the more I know about the people, the better I can communicate with them each time around. And I have a high appreciation for the differences among human beings. I would say the people, as well as the nature and all the animals that I saw the last time, these big bats, these birds that have no respect, they just come and pitch and like interact with you. They're not afraid. The mystical sounds that they make when they're in the cities, when the sounds are bouncing off the buildings and stuff like that. It was a very different experience for me. And I
Wow.
think that there will be more new things that I did not experience the last time.
Oh, wonderful. That's great. Been really lovely chatting with you, Emilio. I think we lost Al. I
Of
think
course.
his connection disappeared there.
Yeah.
But thanks so much for taking the time and having a chat with us. We really look forward to checking out the Garifuna Collective when they come to Womadelaide in
You
March.
are very welcome.
All
And on
right.
behalf of the Garifuna Collective, thank you for inviting us.